In the meantime, I'm going to introduce to you our next item on the agenda. And for that, I'm going to invite on stage Ms. Deepti Matai, Head of Industry Auto Google, who would help you revamp your marketing strategies and cruise towards prosperity. This is another interesting session lined up by one of our partners. And in this unmissable session, Ms. Deepti will unveil the latest trends, tools, and tricks that can help you rev up your online presence. So this is an unmissable session. For that, I will request you once again to please take your seats as soon as possible and be with us for a very interesting session that's lined up. In this session, we promise that you'll get some trends, tools, tricks, tips to turbocharge your dealership visibility, attract more customers, and steer your business to new heights. So this promises to be a very informative session which you cannot afford to miss. Therefore, gentlemen, requesting you to please take your seats as soon as possible. Sir, can I please request you all to be seated? We are starting with our next presentation. Turbocharge your business ROI with Google. I'm going to hand over the stage to Ms. Deepti Matai, Head of Industry Auto Google.
Can you all hear me? Mic check, mic check. Can everybody hear me? Louder? Okay. May I request everybody to settle down? Good evening, folks. A very warm good evening. I'm Deepti and I lead the auto business at Google India. Just requesting everybody to settle down so that we can get started. Cool. I guess everyone will get settled down in a couple of minutes. I think very, very energizing panel discussion by our esteemed panel members. I think half my job is done because a lot of them spoke about digital and the fact that everybody needs to adopt hyperlocal. And also our Meta friends back there also spoke about the importance of hyperlocal. So I think 90% of my job is done. But I promise you a super insightful and a session which basically will turbocharge your business ROI. Questions like, why should I incur my extra cost with generating leads with Google? You know, print ads are driving walk-ins, calls beautifully. I'm buying leads from aggregator sources which basically convert very well. They convert fast, they're cheap. Sometimes leads which are gotten by Google are slow to convert. If these are some of the questions that are on your mind, then fasten your seatbelts because this session is for you. And I'll start by showing all of you the results of partnering with Google first. So can we have the AV, please?
Remember earlier we used to talk about largely physical infrastructure like number of showrooms or number of outlets, number of cities covered and so on and so forth. But now we are talking in terms of how many of our dealers are fully digital. The hyperlocal program allowed us to offer personalized solutions at scale. To own the digital real estate, build that great customer experience for all their auto retail needs. We have closely partnered with Google for the last 4 or 5 years. They have this great capacity to drive digitalization at scale. This partnership enabled us to bring almost 1,500 outlets at par with scale training sessions for all the dealer principals and sales teams.
With a well-laid approach by MSL and the Google team to reach high-intent local audience and getting a direct connect with our customers, we were able to adapt and deliver consistently. We have been able to improve our time to sales by 7 days, drive 14% incremental leads at 20% lesser cost, improve our dealership margins by 2%, and last but not the least, we have been able to connect with our customers for new car sales, service, and other requirements.
Quite a few dealerships had their own websites. Each one of them was trying to do things in a very different way. With the hyperlocal program, they have now been able to align that to one single platform. Our number of leads have gone up by about 34%. Our conversions have almost become 2x of what it used to be. It has also helped us to improve the number of walk-ins to our dealership. With Google My Business, customers are finding it very easy to reach us. So the team now is practically getting their leads in their pocket, and the quality of leads is obviously improving as it goes along.
The number of leads delivered through hyperlocal, they are more than 183,000. That, I think, has been the power of partnership with Google.
Okay, how do you think Maruti and why do you think Maruti Suzuki was able to achieve these results? India is going through a tectonic shift. There will be more than 50% per capita GDP increase by 2030, which means that India is getting more prosperous. When a country gets more prosperous, it means more disposable income, it means more access to better smartphones, better data, more technology. India has already gone digital. Let me start with a small trivia, and all of you can answer. Don't raise your hands, just maybe answer. How many internet users do you think are there in India today? 69 crores? You are very, very close, it's 70 crores. Okay, how many social media users? Meta did the session, so 65 crores? Okay, the right answer is actually 47 crores. Okay, how many online video streamers? Akka YouTube. The right answer is 57 crores. And finally, how many UPI digital payment users? Any guesses? How many people have a Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm wallet? It's actually 35 crores, right? The number of internet users is more than 2 times the population of the United States. And did you know that the number of UPI transactions in the country in a month is actually 9 billion, which means that anybody who has a Phone Pay or a Google Pay is actually transacting 25 times a month, 25 times. That's why India has already gone digital. Okay, let us corroborate that with the same, with our digital behavior. Today, if you were to start your auto buying journey, where would you go first to research? What's the first thing you will do if you have to start thinking of buying a auto car or a two-wheeler? Google.com. Why Google.com? Why? Somebody said something here. Easy to access, okay. Information. Absolutely, it gives you the right information, but why only Google? Why not anything else? Because, like Tarun sir said, you trust the information, you trust the source, and you think that it's absolutely reliable. That's why you go to Google.com, and this behavior is not just seen in the metros. The 70 crore Indians that you saw accessing the internet, 35 out of those 70 crores are actually coming from tier 3 towns and rural, and they spend more time on the internet than the urban counterparts, which is what we talk about Bharat. Okay, this is not piece of data that we are talking about. I'm sure you've seen this before. This is by FADA itself. And thank you FADA for putting Google right up there, like it's the first touch point. And out of the 23 touch points in a consumer's auto buying journey, only 3 are physical or offline. The rest 20 are actually online, which means that includes, discovering a dealer online or even reading about dealership reviews online. All of that is absolutely online. Okay, any guesses the number of times a user hits Google search before they actually walk into a physical dealership? How many times would they be going to Google search even before walking into a physical dealership? Actually, I'm not going to give that answer out. I will wait till the session at tea, and once we break for the next session, I'll give that answer out maybe over cocktails and dinner. But the fact is that more than 80% of the car buying purchase is now become digital. And that's something that I want us to remember through the rest of the evening as we move forward. Okay, after you've done your research on google.com, what do you do next? What do you do next? Yes. How many of you have gone to YouTube or any other video platform to look at the features of the two-wheeler or the four-wheeler, or for that matter compare two cars? We do that, right? Search and video are the top 2 go-to mediums when it comes to the consumer's car buying journey. In fact, the number of visits to the dealership have almost halved in the last 7 years, and 70% consumers discover their dealers online. Why do you think the number of visits to the dealerships have halved? And why are the dealer searches increasing? Sir, you've already seen my presentation, I think. You should be coming here and presenting with me. Absolutely. You know, consumer is almost 80 to 90% decided between 2 cars and 2 nameplates before they walk into a physical dealership. And then between those 2 nameplates, it depends upon, like, the panel does discuss, it depends upon the customer service, the trust, the test drive, obviously the offers, the financing options, the insurance options, that get discussed. But unlike in the past, the consumer is more or less more than made up their mind on what car do they want to purchase. These are some of the searches that we see on google.com every day. These are some of the car searches that we see. Can you tell me, by the nature of these searches, where is the consumer in their purchase journey? Are they researching? Are they almost decided? Are they looking for a dealer? Are they very close to buying? Would you know from these searches? Can you assess from these searches? Can I be honest? There is no way to assess that a Tata Safari, someone who's actually searching for a Tata Safari, or someone who's searching for, say, Splendor mileage, whether they are in the research phase or very close to buying phase. There is no way for humans to assess that. And then you should ask me the question, where will I put my money on? Should I bet on Jimny versus Thar? Should I bet on Toyota Innova Price? Or should I bet on TVS showroom near me? There is no, by the way, even I can't tell you that. There is no way to tell you where to, sort of put your money on, at least from a human perspective. And hence, it is whether your ad should be about features of the car and at what time, whether your ad should be about price, or whether your ad should be about driving walk-ins or calls to the dealers. Don't leave it to the humans, because humans don't know. But Google machines know, and I'm sure Meta covered that as well. Google machine. How many of you have heard about artificial intelligence, how it works and what it does? Are we 100% clear on what does artificial intelligence entail, what it does, how does it work? Okay, Manish, I also don't know. 100%, despite working with Google in terms of how it works. Absolutely. But the one thing we can tell you, that it works. One thing I can tell you, that it works, and it works beautifully, at least for increasing your business ROI. Where is Dipti in her car buying journey? Google AI knows. I may not know, you may not know, but Google AI knows whether I'm in my research phase, consideration phase, or in my very close to purchase phase. And hence, Google AI will send the right message to the right customer at the right time. But leave it to the machines and leave it to the AI and don't have human interventions going on there. Hence, irrespective of the nature of the search on YouTube or on Google, there are very clear marketing jobs on the digital platform that are defined as to what the headquarters should do, what should the regional office do, and what should the dealership do. For example, what should Maruti do? Maruti at the headquarter level should be focusing on building the imagery of the brand Nexa and at the same time driving awareness for Grand Vitara, for example. And they would do that through TV, through YouTube, as well as driving a lot of visitors to their corporate website. On the other hand, what would a regional office do? A regional office would actually focus on Alto S CNG in the state of Gujarat, try and create demand there and drive a lot of website visitors to the CNG page and then drive offers there and create demand. In the end, what should the dealer do? The dealer should capture all of that demand, generate leads and drive walk-ins and calls to their dealership. All of these three things has to work together using Google AI solutions in tandem. And you should definitely have a conversation with your regional offices. But for now, let's focus on what the dealerships can do with the Google ecosystem. Before that, let me start with some results. I know Tarun sir is not in the audience. I did tell him that I'll be sharing this case study of Hyundai. And he's the one who actually was a big evangelist of the hyperlocal program along with Maruti when we actually started almost 2 years ago with Hyundai. Hyundai's hyperlocal program is not something that you should hear from me. You should hear from him, towards the end of the day and ask him how we've evolved. OEMs and who have actually adopted a full funnel strategy see a dramatic increase in leads, see a dramatic decrease in cost per lead, and also look at increased conversions. That's been Hyundai's strategy. Bajaj, on the other hand, used and complemented print along with digital and Google platforms to drive more footfalls and more walk-ins to their dealerships. Clicker's not working. Okay, so hence there are two important things in a two-pronged strategy that we really want you to remember. One, get your dealership to the customer. And when we say get your dealership to the customer, it means get your dealership to the customer's mobile phone and then get your customer to the dealership. And hence the journey is truly phygital, which is digital plus phygital. Now let's talk about how do you get your dealership to the customer. Everybody is aware of Google business profiles? Everyone's aware? Perfect. You all know how important it is to have a very updated Google business profile in order to ensure that maximum visibility and discoverability of your dealership happens online. But 100% hygiene is important to ensure that you get more discoverability, more clicks, more calls and better walk-ins if you maintain 100% hygiene of your Google business profile, and that's extremely important. Sometimes the photos are missing, sometimes a phone number is missing, etc. So make sure that you have 100% hygiene to entail maximum discoverability. Now coming to the most important part, how do you generate leads with Google AI? And I'm sure some of you are still wondering, why incur this extra cost? The print is driving beautifully my leads and my walk-ins and my calls. I'm also purchasing leads from the aggregators which are cheap, which convert really fast. May I take the liberty of saying that the aggregator lead that you buy is also shared with the other dealers in your vicinity, thereby creating internal competition between the dealerships and entering into a price war. Whereas a lead which is given by Google is unique to every dealer unless the customer has decided to fill 2 lead form ads, which is very, very rare. And hence, I need you to objectively think about which efficient medium is going to work for your ROI the maximum. Let me explain that with the help of an example. For a typical car that costs about 12 lakhs, a dealership can roughly make anywhere between 35 to 40 to 45,000 rupees. Now, even if I assume a meager 5% conversion of your lead, your final cost per retail cost to you as a dealer would be approximately just 4,000 rupees with a Google lead, which means that your ROI is 9x. 9x ROI. I want you to objectively make the same calculation for a lead that you get from either print or from an aggregator and decide for yourself objectively where is the right medium to invest for the right ROI. You can do a lot of things with Google AI solutions in terms of generating leads efficiently. You can make the customer filled an almost pre-populated form fill. You can, drive calls to customers, drive calls to your dealership via customers directly. You can drive walk-ins. All of these options are available, and I'll cover 3 main Google ad products which you can use efficiently. One is call ads. As soon as somebody searches Tata dealer near me, you will have a search call ad which will direct the ad straight to your dealership call center. The second one is lead form ads. We spoke about it. This will actually have a pre-populated lead form almost filled in, and that lead form ad then comes to your DMS system. And the third one, my favorite, Performance Max. Why is this my favorite? This is the epitome of Google AI working at its best in a fully automated fashion, which basically finds the most valuable customer across all Google surfaces. It just works automatically across search, across YouTube, across display, across maps, across everything, across Gmail. So all 6 surfaces, it works in an automated fashion and it gets you the most valuable lead. That's Perf-Max for you. You must be wondering, all this is very complex. How do I manage that with an in-house agency? And all this is how do I monitor all this? You don't have to. Most of your OEMs have actually tied up with centralized partners, the logos of which that you see. In fact, Shantanu, I don't know if you're here, online sales was right there. They are leading partners with us, with our centralized agencies that work with us. Now, what is the advantage of working with a centralized agency? Firstly, we spoke about GBP. They know what are the best practices of Google when it comes to maintaining 100% hygiene of Google business profile. So they'll do the best for you when it comes to maintaining your GBP at a scale. Secondly, these are highly complex campaigns, both as well as with Meta, as well as with Google. They are at a nameplate level, at a pin code level. They have the technology to be able to manage hundreds and thousands of campaigns in a highly personalized and hyper-local fashion, which maybe an in-house agency will not be able to do in a manual fashion. And thirdly, we have seen that in most cases, a lead which is generated by a centralized platform like this is actually much more efficient, much more cost-effective than a lead versus in-house efforts. So I think Shantanu did leave the barcode on the screen during the tea break. Feel free to get in touch with any of these agencies. Shantanu is here as well in order to sort of take this forward. Okay, I'm going to go last but not the least. My point is that the AI works on data. The more data you pass back in a privacy-safe manner to the Google ecosystem, the better the AI works. You get more leads, the cost starts becoming lower, the conversion starts becoming better, and the quality starts becoming better over a period of time. What data can you pass back? You can pass back qualified leads. You can also pass back sales data and do that in a privacy-safe manner. And these are the results of Maruti that you can actually see when they pass back data. Last 4 points, if you were to take out anything from this presentation, maintain 100% hygiene of your Google business profile, use a full funnel approach between headquarter, regional office and dealerships with very different jobs to be done, automate and work with a partner across call ads, lead form ads and Performance Max, and lastly, pass back data for better Google AI. Thank you. Sahaj, do we have like a minute? Not for questions. I wanted to share an AV. Okay, I just wanted to share what does the future of auto look like with Google generative AI. It's soon going to be a reality with connected cars coming to, and I think Nal spoke about it. So it's only a minute, Sahaj. Can we have the volume up?
Good morning, Max. I'm adjusting the seat and climate to your preferred settings. Right now, the fastest route to your office is M25 to A2, currently estimated at 1 hour 3 minutes. Alternatively, you can take the M25 to A282 and A13, currently estimated at 1 hour 14 minutes.
Let's go with the first one.
Great. I've set your route to M25 merging onto A2 in approximately 14 miles.
Thanks. Put on Sport Talk for the drive.
15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Callum just replied to your message saying he can do lunch tomorrow from 12 to 1. He mentioned pasta.
Fantastic. Yes. Find us a good Italian restaurant close to Callum's office. Make sure it works for business meetings.
How about Amore Mio? It's 2 blocks from Callum's office and the reviews indicate it's ideal for business meetings.
Great. Let's go with that. Tomorrow from 12 to 1.
I'll call the restaurant and make the reservation. Done. I've confirmed your reservation for tomorrow at 12 p.m. at Amore Mio. I've blocked the time on your calendar and included driving directions. Would you like me to add Callum to the calendar invitation?
Please do.
Okay. I've added Callum to the calendar invitation and sent it to his work email. Heads up, Max. An accident has been reported on the A2 west of Darenth. I've updated your route to avoid the backup, but you'll still arrive at the office 30 minutes later than originally planned. You may be late for your 9 a.m. meeting.
Okay, email the team saying I will have to join remotely.
No problem. I've drafted an email and created a Google Meet link for everyone to use. Do you want me to read the email to you before sending?
No, I trust you.
So this was just to give you a sneak peek of how connected cars and how the future of automobile industry is going to look like with generative AI, just to inspire you a little bit with Google. Thank you so much.